My name is Iris Ramirez. I am a MSW training. So today I'm going to be presenting on solution focused therapy, also known as SFT. The way I will explain this modality reflects how I actually use it in the therapy room, not just clinically, but also relationally. Solution focused therapy is a strength based, forward moving approach that helps clients reconnect with possibility, capability, and hope. What I appreciate most about SFT is that it recognizes something profoundly human. People often walk into the therapy, carrying feelings of defeat, heaviness, and overwhelmed. They arrive focused on what is wrong, what is broken, or what has failed. Solution focused therapy shifts that narrative. It helps clients return to the parts of themselves that work, the parts that are strong, resilient, resourceful, and capable of building a different future. Throughout this presentation, I'll discuss how solution focused therapy creates change, what it sounds like clinically, and why it is such a powerful therapeutic stance. So, what is solution focused therapy? Solution focused therapy is fundamentally a strength oriented, future focused approach designed to help clients move away from problems saturated stories and more towards a clearer vision of what they want their future to look like. Instead of exploring every detail of the problem, solution focused therapy asks different, it asks a different question, something like, what direction do you want to move towards, and what strengths do you already have that can help you get there? This shift is powerful because many clients spend years defining themselves by their struggles. They identify with symptoms, the trauma, the mistakes, or the chaos. So, solution focused therapy helps clients detach from that identity and reconnect with the version of themselves that is capable of progress. In my clinical experience, clients often respond to solution focused therapy with relief. They realize therapy doesn't have to be heavy or overwhelming, but it can be empowering. Solution focused therapy supports the idea that healing is not solely about analyzing pain, it's also about building possibility. Why solution focused therapy matters. In my clinical work, clients frequently arrive with emotional exhaustion, self doubt, or the feeling that nothing they do makes a difference. When a person is stuck in a problem focused mindset, their brain becomes hyper aware of obstacles and blind to their abilities. So solution focused therapy, what it does, it interrupts that mindset. It reorientates the attentions toward what is working, what is improving, and what strengths the client still possesses in the middle of tension or stress. This reorientation is clinically significant because it restores hope, and hope is a therapeutic force. Hope guides the brain towards solution. Hope increases motivation, confidence, and self trust. Even clients who feel deeply overwhelmed can start reclaiming control over their lives when therapy highlights their progress rather than their defeats. So, solution focused therapy matters because it helps individuals see themselves not as broken, but as resilient human beings who are capable of building a healthier direction one step at a time. The clinical purpose of solution focused therapy. The clinical purpose of SFT is to help clients define what they want, recognize the strengths that will support them, and identify the smallest meaningful step towards their goals. Clients often walk into therapy immersed in the problem, unable to see beyond it. So what solution-focused therapy does, it gently redirects attention to the preferred future and the internal resources that can move them towards it. This approach supports emotional regulation because it moves clients away from rumination and toward clarity. It encourages clients to locate personal strengths such as persistence, insight, faith, creativity, boundaries, courage, strengths they may have forgotten they possess. So by helping clients identify what's already working, SFT creates momentum. Even small shifts, a calmer moment, and intentional pause, a healthier thought. It becomes evidence that the client is capable of change. Clinically, this is incredibly grounding. It shifts the therapeutic space from why am I like this to what can I do next. The SFT stance. The stance of the therapist in solution focused therapy is essential. It is rooted in humility, curiosity, and respect for the client. In solution focused therapy, I do not position myself as the expert who diagnoses or solves. Instead, I intentionally view the client as the expert of their own lives because in reality, they know themselves better than anyone, right? Therefore, I approach the conversation with the belief that the client already has knowledge, experiences, and strengths that can inform their growth. So this stance is powerful because it reduces shame. Many clients expect therapy to be a space where they are judged or corrected. But in solution focused therapy, the therapist collaborates instead of directs. The language is hopeful, future orientated, and empowering. So by holding this stance, I'm constantly looking for evidence of resilience. I listen for strengths hidden in their stories. I notice moments where they made healthier decisions, even if they don't see it themselves. This stance naturally builds a stronger therapeutic alliances because the clients feel seen beyond their struggles. The preferred future. One of the central concepts of solution focused therapy is helping the client articulate their preferred future. This means asking them to describe what life would look like if their concerns were resolved or significantly improved. Um, this question is transformative because it shifts the brain from problem mode to possibility mode. Instead of asking clients to revisit, their pain in detail, solution focused therapy asks them to imagine the version of themselves who already grown. The preferred future is not fantasy, it is clarity. It helps clients reconnect with values, identity, and long term goals. I often ask clients questions like if therapy were successful for you, what would be different in your daily life? Or how would you know things are moving in the right direction? When clients answer these questions, they begin to define a roadmap. They identify what they want more of, either peace, confidence, stability, emotional regulation, etc. And the therapy becomes a process of supporting that moment. The miracle question. The miracle question is one of the most powerful tools in solution focused therapy. It invites clients to imagine a scenario in which the problem that brought them to therapy suddenly resolves. The purpose is not to create fantasy, but to help clients identify the signs of progress. For example, I might say, imagine that tonight while you sleep, a miracle happens and the problem you've been struggling with is gone. When you wake up tomorrow, what would be the first small sign that something has changed? The beauty of this question is that it bypasses hopelessness. It opens mental space for creativity and deeper desire. Clients begin to articulate how their body would feel, how they would interact with others, and what decisions they would make differently. Um, the miracle question empowers clients to envision a version of themselves that is regulated, grounded, and confident. Once this vision is clear, we begin identifying steps that make that vision attainable. Exceptions in solution focused therapy. Exceptions are moments, sometimes small, sometimes subtle, where the problem has less control or is not present at all. These moments are clinically significant because they reveal the client's ability to cope, regulate, set boundaries, communicate differently, or access healthier responses. For example, if a client says, I always overreact, I might ask, tell me about a recent time when you reacted even a little bit better than usual. When clients describe exceptions, they begin to see that they are not failing at everything. There are pockets of success. These exceptions become the foundation for future growth. They show what is possible, what works, and what strategies the client unconsciously uses. By bringing these exceptions to the client's awareness, we tend to strengthen their confidence and help them build a pattern of success rather than a pattern of self blame. Scaling questions provide structure for clients who feel overwhelmed or unsure of how to measure progress. When clients feel emotionally stuck, it can feel like they are at a zero. But scaling questions reveal nuances. So, for instance, I might ask, on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you place yourself today regarding your stress, right? When a client, maybe says a 4, I follow with, what makes you a 4 and not a 2? This question automatically highlights strengths, coping strategies, and small signs of improvement that the client, may have overlooked. So scaling questions don't judge, they organize. They help clients reflect more deeply, quantify their experience, and identify achievable steps. When clients articulate what would move them from a 4 to a 5, they began generating their own interventions. This builds autonomy and clarity. What solution focused therapy sounds like? Solution focused therapy sounds hopeful, empowering, and collaborative. It does not minimize the client's struggle. It simply chooses not to let the struggle dominate the entire narrative. A typical solution focused therapy conversation might look like this. The client says, I feel stuck, right? Nothing is changing. Instead of diving back into the problem, I might respond by saying something like, tell me about a recent moment, even if it was small, when things felt slightly more manageable, right? If the client says, well, yesterday I paused before reacting, I might reflect, that pause shows control. What helped you do that? This type of conversation shifts the emotional tone of therapy. It helps clients experience themselves as capable instead of defeated. So when you do that, make sure that the tone is gentle, optimistic, and deeply respectful. How I use solution focused therapy in my clinical practice. In my clinical practice, solution focused therapy has become a grounding way to help clients reconnect with their ability to influence their own lives. When clients feel overwhelmed, discouraged, solution focused therapy allows me to redirect their focus towards what is possible right now. It helps them define realistic goals, identify the steps that will get them there, and reflect on the strengths they already possess. The way I use solution focused therapy, is mainly to support emotional regulation, to reduce feelings of helplessness, and to help clients build momentum. Even when a client feels that life is out of control, we can usually identify one small thing they did differently. It could be a pause, a breath, a healthier response, or even the choice of walking away from a situation. These small shifts create emotional ripple effect. When clients feel capable in one area, they begin to feel more capable in others. Solution focused therapy supports internal empowerment. Trauma informed nature of solution focused therapy. Solution focused therapy is naturally trauma informed because it does not force clients to retell or relive painful memories. Instead, it focuses on strengths, the present moment, and the client's future vision. This is a grounding and protective um, excuse me, this is grounding and protective for clients with trauma histories. Solution focused therapy enhances emotional safety by respecting the client's pace and readiness. It reduces shame by focusing on what is working rather than what is not. Trauma survivors often carry narratives of brokenness. Solution focused therapy challenges this gently by reconnecting them with their competence. It also encourages the automatic nervous system to shift from hypervigilance to hope because the mind begins to see a path forward rather than against a wall. Solution focused therapy supports healing without clinical reflection. As a clinician, solution focused therapy has shown me how powerful small steps can be. People don't heal in giant leaps, they heal in small moments of insight, small acts of courage, small boundaries, and small changes in behavior. Solution focused therapy honors those moments. It reinforces the belief that clients are not defined by the problems, but by their resilience. It has taught me that my role is not to provide answers, but to guide clients into discovering their own. Solution focused therapy creates a therapeutic environment filled with dignity, respect, and possibility. It supports clients in becoming authors of their own story, not just passengers of their own life. A therapist, as a therapist in training, solution focused therapy challenges me to listen deeply, to honor strengths, and to remember, always remember that hope itself is an intervention. And this is my reference page. Thank you, everyone. This presentation is now over.